So here we are on the roof of Building 1. The train going by. We've had the roofers up here the last couple weeks doing some pouring to get their proposals together, which are all in at this point. For the most part, we're finding 3 layers of roofing that need to be removed down to the asphalt. Install 3.5 inches of insulation and then new EDPM. There's one section here on Building 1 that I'm standing on. It has a helicopter pad. That is only 2 layers. But again, it's a small area relative to the rest of the buildings. This is looking east on Building 1. Met with Taya Dixon this week from Epsilon, representing the historical parts of the project. Looking down on Building 3, which we've asked for permission to take that building down, that portion that we're looking at right there. She needs a letter from the architect, which Tyler is working on, get that approval. Looking over at Building 5 right there. See all the windows have been taken out. A couple windows left on site that need to be taken out. Building 5, a couple over on Jackson Street. More of a security issue over there. And ECSI is cleaning up the site, miscellaneous stuff, and I'd say they're probably about 90-95% with their demolition. Some things obviously have to be left for a short period of time. Windows have been installed at 90% in Building 2, which we're looking at right here. We'd also received windows for Building 9, which you can't quite see from here, and Building 6. Guys are working on those. Here we're on the 4th floor of Building 2. The demolition of the floor continues. You can see, you can look down through 4th floor, through the 3rd, to the 2nd. IPS is to increase their crew starting, actually they're going to work Monday, but more guys coming on Tuesday. And we're going to man this up, get all this demolition out. We've got some structural repairs that need to be made, as you can see through the rot of the floor in areas, and also take the deflection out of the center area. This building, the beams are separated further distance than they are in the others, so you get some bounce to the floor, and we're going to take that out with some structural members. Again, you can see the windows that have been installed all the way through. The guys here today on Saturday are concentrating on cleaning up their mess and loading up the dumpsters. Standing on the 4th floor of Building 1. This is the location where we were going to begin Stairway 2. Cut that in and work. We can work down to the 2nd floor only at this point. We have some extensive work going to be done on the 1st floor, which is not going to enable us to put the first set of stringers for the stairs until we have a finished elevation, which is to be determined. 4th floor is done framing. We went around Monday with Mark Doobie, the kitchen layout. We've done all the kitchen layouts. Basically what's left is odds and ends, areas around the stairways that need to be, the stairway needs to be complete before they can finish up a little bit of framing. And then the half walls at the kitchens, all the plates are in, laid out. So IPS will drop a guy back just to wrap that stuff up this starting Monday, Tuesday. So this will be 100% as far as framing goes. The plumbers have been working throughout the week drilling all floors. They have a delivery coming with their prefabricated piping, and they will increase their manpower when the pipe gets on site and start piping throughout the building. That should be going full steam this week coming. Covenant Fire Protection, it's got their main in, all their laterals in, and they're working on finishes. They're about 30% on finishes. They anticipate wrapping up all the finishes this week and doing a pressure test end of next week, possibly into the following week, at the beginning of the week, if they miss Friday, but they should be 100% as far as piping goes by next Friday. Still standing on the 4th floor. This is the existing stair that we've been using. Upon completion of one stair that they are in the process of framing right now, we will remove these so that this area can be closed up, which will allow the remainder of the walls in that unit just to be finished off. Those are one of the oddsy-endsy things that need to be done. Also, we bring the mason up to enlarge this masonry opening where it protrudes into the hallway. Our intention is to leave the stairs from the 1st floor to the 2nd only with the existing stairway, and then use the new stairways, stairway 1 and stairway 2, to access 3rd and 4th floor. As you can see on the 4th floor here, some plumbing has begun. Walking through the bathroom on the 4th floor, approaching stairway 1, which has been opened. We're working on framing. Down to the 1st floor.
Va a tocarle ponerte ahí un pedazo ahí, negro.
Here we are looking at the 3rd floor of building 1, which has come along nicely this week. Last Saturday we were about 20% on framing. At this point we're 70%. Maybe closer to 75. Relatively quiet right now. It's early Saturday morning. Guys are still arriving. The trash that needs to be picked up, go in the dumpster. They will mostly clean up on Saturdays. Again, you can see some of the plumbing carried down to 3rd floor as well. And we'll look down the hallway east, looking east. 3rd floor of building 1. Again, still in building 1 or in the 2nd floor at this point. Auto framing has begun. You can see a load of plumbing pipe that's been loaded up here. This is looking west, the 2nd floor. Again, the existing stairway, which that portion will be left. Some more framing. East. We're on the first floor of building 1, which is ECSI has done a nice job of working on serious cleanup. We're getting ready to start layout on the first floor, which is a key component right now. We're not ready to frame. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done on this floor, but we're required to install a liquid boot, which in order to get to that point, we need floor layout so we can determine where all of our underground plumbing is going to go, underground electric. There's also a vent system. It's determined by these Williams Environmental, which he will give us those locations after we have given him our locations of trenching. So it's key that we get started on this. This is going to be a process that's going to carry on for quite a few weeks in anticipation of being ready for when we're ready to frame this. Again, first floor of building 1. This is the stairway 1 that we had to look down from the 4th floor. And here's a shot of the framings from the first. Standing in the courtyard looking at building 4. There's a stairway within building 4 that we've got the go-ahead to remove with our walk with Taya Dixon. Shot of building 5, as I said, from the roof. A couple windows need to be removed, which CSI will be manning up. They've got another project they're going to bring guys that are wrapping up. They're going to bring those over and finish up what they have to do. We're going to be moving the field office from the first floor of building 1, actually starting today, in anticipation of being able to lay out for the underground, as we just talked about on the first floor. So we're going to move that over to building 4, first floor. Good line of sight for vendors, contractors, visitors. You look right at that building as you enter our courtyard through the security gate. That's a shot of the location where the elevator, one of the 3 elevators, but one in building 1 will be going. And this is a shot of our access point into the gated courtyard. Also, that area of building 4 at this point is a little further down the line, slated for construction, so we may be able to remain in that field office for a good amount of time and not have to move again. You can see we've got barriers, safety barriers in all of the openings where windows have been removed, which ECIS has installed for us. Again, in the courtyard and looking at building 2, as we said, that the majority of the windows have been installed through there. First floor of building 1. Here's a shot of our throughway from building 1 to the parking lot, where our contractors, they park during the day and come through there. And this is building 3 that portion of building 3 that we've asked for permission to demolish. You hear that buzz in the background as the power National Grid is slated to remove this, I'm told, soon. Don't not have a date yet. And this is the back side of building 4, which you can see the pressure treated wood is installed in the windows. The boys are getting ready to install those windows when they arrive. We have another delivery coming. I don't have a definite date, but I believe it's this week. Been all measured for building 5 at this point, so those are ready to go into production, but have not yet. And this is a shot of building 9 that we talked about from the roof, but could not see, where they've installed some windows. As you can see, the guys are cleaning up on building 2. That was the material we saw all over the ground on the 3rd and 4th floor. And they anticipate having these 2 dumpsters full today. On the 1st floor of building 5, which other than some miscellaneous demolition and cleanup, there's no work going on here at this point. It's the windows that we received from Universal this past week. The guys are installing from IPS. We started to do some layout on the 4th floor of this building, but we have some little bit of redesign to do. Columns posing somewhat of a problem, but working on ironing that out. In the meantime, IPS will move their efforts to building 2 and again layout of 1st floor 1, so that we may fully man this building